Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and I'm in Houston, Texas for the Texas FFA Convention, my third year coming, my favorite time of the year, meeting some amazing members. And Aaron gave me my next guest, Dale Alexander. Let me tell you about Dale. He's got a book, The Talk About Money. And I'm saying that right? Yep, The Talk About Money. And I'm going to get into the book with Dale. And he's given out 17,000 books. So everybody that's coming to this conference, all the members, they're all getting a book, which I think is absolutely amazing. I think he said Georgetown also got some books. We're going to get into all this. But first off, Dale, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Let's, for my long-term listeners and viewers, you know I love supporting authors. This is the first time, Dale, that I've heard of an author giving away that quantity of books to this many young adults. First off, kudos and thank you.
You're welcome. It's really not hard. I mean, it's something that my wife and I and our family loves doing is financial literacy for the next generation. It's really not hard. There's just a lot trying to make it impossible. So It's not hard to be successful with the money. There's a lot coming at them, though.
Yeah. How did you originally get involved with FFA?
I actually was in FFA in South Georgia. So originally I fell in love with it years ago, a long time ago. And was introduced to Cassie and Aaron. And Cassie and I, the first time she called to ask me about the book that I wrote. Yeah. It's like I'd known her for 20 years.
Wow.
I met Aaron, and again, I met them for the first time today, but it is literally like we've been friends for 20 years. I mean, you know how great they are.
Yeah,
they're easy to love.
The book, what originally inspired the book? Like, how'd that come about?
So I've been I have my certified financial planning designation. It's not what I've done. I've had another financial services company, but money's what I've studied all my career. And I'm always talking to my children about money. Mm-hmm. And one night, a few years ago, my middle son said, "Dad, you need to tell all of our friends this principle, this story that you tell us all the time." And so I said, "Get all your friends together, Christmas break." And they came in.
How old are they?
Now they're 26, 24,
back then
they were 19, 21, and
young adults.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, the 19-year-old said, "Dad, tell all of our friends this story."
Yeah.
It's insightful of him to do that.
Yeah.
And so they all came in there one night, 50 kids, pizza all over the place, and I tell the story, and it kind of locally goes kind of viral. Mm-hmm. And then I said, well, that kind of has legs. So I wrote the lesson, started going to high schools, giving in, and it went crazy. And then my friend, editor-publisher, said, "Dale, write this book."
Yeah.
So I wrote the book, and then Fox Business News and Fox and Friends took it, and it's just now I'm all over the country speaking to young adults about money.
Wow. So give us some of the flavor of the book. Like, what are some of the things that the readers are going to learn?
So the title is The Talk About Money.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny. We talk to our kids about a lot of things, sex, laws, ethics, work, careers, things like that. But when it comes to money, most adults come up after they hear this story and they say, "Where was this when I was 18?" And our parents never talked to us about money.
Yeah.
So that's why I called it The Talk About Money, a young adult's guide to the one decision that changes everything. And there's one moment, there's one decision in a young adult's life that will change their grandchildren's grandchildren. You probably want to know what that decision is, right?
You tell.
All right, so these young adults, when they get out of high school or college or the military, think back to when you got your first real job. Wasn't too long ago for you. For some of us, it's a stretch thinking back that far. But when you get your first real job.
I'm still trying to get my first real job. What are you talking about, Dad?
When you get what I do for a living, what are you talking about? That's good.
I'm still trying. True.
All right, I get it. I've been there. I am there. But when you get your first real job, when you get that first job paycheck, instead of taking and spending all 100% of it, stop at 70%. Make 70 your 100. You don't have a standard. Look, 70% of that first job paycheck is still going to be the most money you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
You're at zero.
Yeah.
Make 70 your 100. You don't have a standard of living established yet. And whatever number, 70% that you accept as your standard, that becomes your reality. By the way, the other 30, take 20% and invest it.
Yeah.
And give the last 10% away. Give it away. I'll come back to that point.
Yeah.
After 2 months, you'll never know that 70 is not 100. That's just all your 100. That's just all you've ever known as your 100.
Yeah.
It'll sting for about 2 months, and then it'll be over, and that'll be your 100. And here's the most important thing I'll say. They have one shot to make this happen. Because if they start spending 3 of those first job paychecks,
Yeah.
spending all 100% of it, you'll never back down
Yeah.
to 70. It's over.
Oh, so that's why it's so important to get them at this age.
They have
like
one-
Texas FFA
one
age
month.
and like the members. Oh,
Aaron, think of it this way. When you pay off a car loan, the next month you've got $500 free dollars, don't you?
yeah, yep.
Found money.
Mm-hmm.
You can either turn that and use that money for good right then,
Yep.
or you can leave it alone and let busyness and unawareness and
Yeah.
social media and greed and advertising, it will go grab it. And in 2 months, you can never get it back.
Yeah.
Adam, it's gone forever. This is that decision on every paycheck for the rest of your life. And you'll never know you made a decision because you're at 0 and you're going up and you're just going to stop
Yeah.
short.
What kind of feedback have you been getting on the
It's-
book? Like, what kind of feedback?
I'll say this. The other day, my office in Atlanta calls me. We were in our home in Jacksonville, Florida. And my office calls and says, Dale, a young man named Jamesy just called you. And he's an Amazon driver in Jacksonville Beach, and he's trying to find you. An Amazon driver had come up to our home.
Yeah.
And I started talking to him, very sharp young man,
Yeah.
Jamesy. And I said, Jamesy, can I give you a book? I'm going to help you out. Can I give you a book? And I just gave him randomly my book.
Yeah.
And he just called me 6 months ago, and he called me, and he trying to track me down, and he said, I've got to find Dale and tell him what this book has meant to my life.
Wow.
I've had 10-year-olds write me letters. I've had 23-year-olds call me from Washington State. It's crazy, the feedback.
Yeah.
Because like I said, most adults say, where was this when I was 18? And our parents never taught us about money.
Yeah.
And so it's just been crazy. And it's a simple 70-20-10. It's easy to understand.
What's next in the promo? Like, I know this thing keeps on growing, and I know this is just like, I feel like you're doing a lot of speaking. You got a lot going on. And then now, in my mind, I can't even imagine after this week of, 17,000 more books out there in the world, and that many more people being helped, and they're going to take it home. The parents are going to see it. It's going to be like, where was this at when I was a kid? Like,
So I'll say this is many states are mandating personal finance. So kudos to them. Georgia's one of them.
Yeah.
It is. Everybody here's this.
We were trained consumers after like Industrial Revolution. Now can we educate the population, please?
Like I say, getting money right is not hard. There's a lot trying to make it impossible, though.
Yeah.
But it's not hard. And so people are finally realizing that our young adults need more financial literacy understanding. And my message is just, if you will just start on making your 170. A young man came up to me one time and he said, well, if I live on 70% of my income, am I still going to have problems? I said, sure, whatever you're living on, you're going to run up 100% or one day.
It's funny how that happens, though.
It is amazing. And
What's that law called? I don't know, but there's a law out there. It says that money's gone.
somebody said, if you can't live on what you make, more money is not going to help. It's not going to solve the problem. But this young man said, but when we have problems, they're going to land a lot lighter, aren't they? And I go, yes, they are. Your problems are going to land lighter when you realize there's financial margin in your month.
Yeah.
Things just tend to land lighter. So that's why I say this one decision changes everybody coming behind you. It will change your grandchildren's lives.
Yeah.
On one moment in these 17,000 young adults.
Yeah.
One moment in their life can change their grandchildren's lives.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting. It's an interesting concept. It's very, very direct. It's not complicated. And I think that I know this is for young adults, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of, not so young adults that are watching this that are going to be thinking about, well, hey, how do I start to scale down and try to, whatever they could do in terms of getting those percentages down.
That's funny. Adults.
Because when you read it, you're like,
almost every adult will say one of three things. Where was this when I was 18? Parents never taught us about money.
Yeah.
And third thing they might ask is, if I didn't start on 70-20-10, what do I do now?
Yeah.
That's the third thing adults usually say. But so there's something in this for everybody. Even 65-year-olds come up and go, Dale, I needed to reset some things that I read in your book. By the way, it's 87 pages. It's a fast read.
Yeah.
It's a real thin book. You're going to get one, by the way.
Yeah, I'm in. I read and I love promoting authors. I'm going to make a video. We're going to be talking
There we go.
for a long, long time.
There we go.
So in terms of You're promoting at Texas FFA. You're doing a lot of, obviously, speaking engagements, media, things like that. I talk to a lot of authors, and as soon as I talk to authors, they get in this book thing. Like, I feel like you got other projects where it doesn't have to be a book, but what other type of content are you creating in general? Like, what else you got going on for content creation?
So I do have other books in the works that talk about your first job. 6 things to help you go further faster.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. They talk about relationships, talk about death. There's a lot of things that I'm working on, but right now, this financial literacy thing in our country is so important for me to stay on the speaking tour. And there's 4 million seniors in U.S. K-12 public high schools in the United States. There's 4 million every year. And until all 4 million get my lesson in their hands or a lesson like this, I'm just not going to stop. So I got work to do. So
are you on social media? How do people connect? Like, how do people
the best thing is at the Talk About Money. At the Talk About Money.
Yeah.
So you can follow me every Monday morning, starting in August school year. I do a 60-second just insight about money. It's really quick. Monday Money Minutes. So at the Talk About Money. So just follow me.
And are these videos? Is this
they're like quick videos, just little short, just a little 60-second thought about money.
Oh, that's cool. And they're on the website.
Yeah, and you can go to thetalkaboutmoney.com.
Yeah.
And actually watch the lesson online. It's actually there free. So you can watch it. All the materials are there, the lesson notes, the link to the book on Amazon, and it's on Audible, Kindle. So
yeah, and I think you answered the next question. So not everybody's at the Texas FFA conference. So for those that are going to go out and purchase it, which I want you to go purchase, Amazon, yeah?
Yeah, Amazon.
Just
you can go to thetalkaboutmoney.com. The link to Amazon is there, and everything kind of takes off from there.
Perfect. And for everybody watching, just so you know, we'll put the links in the show notes so that you can just click on them and head right on over. And speaking of the listeners and viewers, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, this is your invitation. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're putting out new content, new thought leaders, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along in your journey as well. Dale, again, thank you so much for all the work you're doing. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much.